Hey everyone, I'm back to share with you my Bdellium Tools collection and I guess an overview of all the brushes that I own from them. And this video was requested by Lissa, and I'm so sorry. This took like 6 months to do. This is my third time filming this video because I kept rambling on my other ones and it became like an hour long. So I'm gonna be pretty frank and quick, and I'm just going to show you the brushes that I have and maybe give you like a quick like detail on how I use them. So as you guys all know, Bdellium Tools, the B in the front of the name is silent. They are owned by two owners, I believe, Edward and Daniel, and they're the most sweetest people you'll ever meet. They are so nice. You can find them on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, and if you have any questions, they're really good at getting back to you. So I really appreciate that. And hey, you guys, if you guys are watching, I know that they have 5 different lines of brushes. I only have the Studio and the Maestro line. They do have 2 of the bamboo lines, which is yellow and green. They're they have their vegan line, which is the bamboo. The ones I have are, I'm not sure if they're vegan or not, but yeah, I absolutely love all of them. I'm gonna try not to say I really like this brush because I like all of them, but I will let you know if I have certain favorites that I often reach for. So first off, I'm gonna just start off with the face brushes. I don't have a particular order that I'm going in, but yeah, so the first brush is I'm sorry, before I keep going, so the face brushes, when you see the brush here, it has, one side has the Bdellium Tools and it has a number, and if you turn it around, you'll see that there's their logo. You'll know that it's a face brush because the logo will be blue. Okay, and all their face brushes start with the number 9. So the first one I'm going to show you is the 957, and this is the Precision Kabuki Airbrush Effect brush, and it's basically like a flat top kabuki. It's super soft. I want to say it almost feels silk. It feels like silk, and it's pretty dense. This is one of my favorite brushes. I always reach for this. It gives me really like a full coverage. It gives me full coverage, and I don't know, it blends out so evenly, and I don't feel like I don't ever get any streaks when I use this brush. I'll also try to link you guys I will link you guys the Bdellium Tools website, and I'll go over the prices if I know them. All my brushes I bought at IMAT, so I did get a show discounted price. If you're interested in the pricing of the IMATs, I have an IMATs haul video that I posted like 6 months ago. You can go ahead and check that out. Half of these brushes I did own for over a year, and shedding was not an issue, like maybe 1 or 2 at the most, which is expected. So the 957, this costs $14.52 on the website. Okay. And the next brush is just your average foundation brush. This brush is the 948. So your average foundation. And this brush costs $11.88. Next brush is the small foundation. 947. Sorry, I'm all out of order. 947. And this brush costs $10.56. Next brush is just their, they call it their foundation brush. It's the 949. And it's like a pointed, tapered foundation brush. This brush costs $12.32. I don't have any MAC brushes, so I can't really tell you if I have any dupes. Actually, I do have one MAC brush. I have one in my whole collection. But if I do find any that I feel like is somewhat of a dupe, I'll go ahead and mention them. I feel like the 949 is a dupe for the Stila 33 pointed foundation brush. It's almost identical, but I have to say the Bdellium Tools is so much softer and it's less streakier than the Stila. Next brush is the 937, and this is just a general concealer brush, just a flat, typical concealer brush. And this one I was only able to find in the Maestro collection, and this brush costs $10.56. Next brush is the 953. And this is a dual fiber brush. This costs the one that I have the Maestro series. This costs $15.40. It's a pretty small dual fiber brush, and it's quite dense. It's not as dense, but it's pretty dense. And I think this is perfect for actually buffing out any areas that you find that you have streaks after you apply your foundation. I use it to buff out my foundation in like the corners of my face, but I'm not going to go into so much detail because my last video was 45 minutes long. Next brush is the 955, and this is just their this is called their finishing and blending brush, and this cost $15.40 for the Maestro line. And I think this is probably a dupe for the infamous MAC dual fiber one. I don't know what number it is, but I think this is pretty similar. This one is not as dense as the last one I showed you. Yeah, it's like the little sister, but this one is not as dense as the shorter one. And I use it for foundation, but not as often. But you know, just my preference, I prefer not using dual fiber for my foundation, but that's just me. So I, don't think I think it's bad. I think it's wonderful. It's just not what I prefer. Next brush is the 959, and this is a duet fiber blusher. And so it's just like a fluffier dual fiber brush. This brush in the studio line is $12.98. And I like using this brush for my La Femme blushes. If you guys have used La Femme blushes, you know how extremely pigmented they are. So I feel like the dual fiber really evens out the amount of color that you pick up. So I like using this for my La Femme blushes. And yeah, look how new it looks. I've used it so many times, and this hasn't changed shape or anything. So that's one of the reasons why I love Bdellium tools, and they're so affordable for what they, for what you get. And I feel like it's so much worth it. I mean, I never got into MAC brushes, so I can't say if they're any better or worse, but so the next brush is the 959, and I have both the Studio and the Maestro of this brush. And this is called the Duet Fiber Powder Blending Brush. The Studio brush of this costs $14.96, and the Maestro line costs $19.36. So they're basically identical. The only difference between the Studio and the Maestro is the ferrule. And so the Studio line comes with an anodized aluminum ferrule, while the Maestro line comes with the nickel-plated ferrule. So when I hold these two together, it's not noticeable, but the Maestro line is a tad bit heavier. And I believe that they probably is just better quality. But I mean, the brush itself, is the exact same. Okay, next brush is the 945 contouring brush. 945. And this is a contouring face brush, and this costs $8.68. And this is one of my favorite brushes. I use this for a lot of things. I actually use it to put a wash of color all over my eyes when I'm really in a hurry in the morning, or I like to use it to contour my face. And it's really nice because I can just use one side to pick up product, and I will apply it, and then I'll use the rest to blend it out. So, and it's good for highlight as well, and contouring. But this is really, I feel like this is one of those versatile brushes that I have. Okay, next brush is the Face Blending 940. And this brush cost $9.24. It's almost like a tiny mini what is it, a powder brush. So this brush is, they say it's for face blending, but I actually use it for my highlights. And I will use it sideways for my highlights or flat down for my cheek highlights. And that's what I normally use this one for. Okay, next brush is the Precision Blush 960. And this brush is $12.98. It's like a big sister of the last one I showed you, the 940. So this is just, I normally just use this. Sometimes I use it for blush, but you know, if I need to add powder underneath my eyes, I like to use this brush. And yeah, they're all so soft. I'm not going to mention how soft they are because they're all super soft. Oh, I'm sorry. What I was going to mention about this brush is I wasn't able to find this brush in the Maestro line. So if you go to their website, you'll notice that they have a really wide variety of the Studio line brushes, while they have a more limited variety of the Maestro line. So everything that's available in the Maestro line is available in Studio line, but not everything that's available in Studio line is available in the Maestro line. If that makes sense. Okay, so next brush is a large natural powder 980, and this is like what it says, a powder brush. This brush costs $15.30. It's quite fluffy. It's so soft, and you know, just average powder brush. Next brush is the 975 mixed powder brush. And this brush, I like to use this brush with my loose powders because it's a little more, this brush is a little more loose and this is a little more dense. So I feel like when I use my powder brushes, I can use this to really pick up powder and kind of stipple it on my face before blending it out. So that's what I like to use the 975 for. Okay, and the next brush is the Angled Contour 942. And this looks like your average blush brush. The only difference is it's a lot smaller. Let me see if I have a dirty one here. Here, so this is what like an average blush brush I would say is sized, and this one is so much smaller. I like that it's smaller because you can really be more precise on exactly where you want your colors to be put, and you know, sometimes you just want more precision work, and this also works really good for contouring, you know, that bit. So this is the 942. So the next one was the 959, and this brush is the powder blending. And this brush costs $14.96. It's quite dense, so it's perfect. When I apply loose powder, I like to use this to kind of just sweep off any excess so I don't have like an ashy face. And I think this is one of my favorite powder brushes that they have, because we can really go in there and like work it in. So I like this brush a lot. The last face brush I have is the 990, and this brush is the Angled Face brush. This brush costs $17.10 for the Studio, and if you can see, it's huge. It's like a paintbrush. I feel like this is one of the more unique brushes that I own. It's good for easy contouring. It's so big, like you can just apply your contour down your cheek, or you know, blending out the contour around your forehead area. But the only reason why I bought this was because I don't have anything like this, and I don't think any other company makes something like this. it's just so unique, and I feel like it's sometimes when I'm in a hurry, this is just so easy to just blend it out and just, you know, apply and go kind of. So this is the 990. Okay, so the next set of brushes I have are the eye brushes, and you'll notice that the logo is green, and the number, oops, backwards, the number will be starting with the number 7. So that's how you'll be able to identify the eye brushes. So the first one I'm going to show you is the 776. This has to be one of my most favorite brushes. This brush I feel like is probably a dupe for the MAC 217. This is the one MAC brush that I have. It's quite similar. I feel like the MAC brush is a little bit more fluffier, but they're basically identical, and I feel like they work just the same, if not better. And for the price, I would never, you know, think twice about buying another one of this. I'll probably just buy another 776. But this works amazingly. It's one of my brushes that I reach for every single day. Okay, so the next brush, which is also another favorite, is the 765. And it's basically like the last brush I showed you, but with it's slanted, and it's the full small angled contour brush. And I have it in both Studio and Maestro. I'm sorry, I don't know the Maestro line price, but the Studio price is $7.92. And they're really good for just after you apply color to your inner corner, just to kind of bring it up a little bit to your crease. I feel like that's what I normally use it for, and they work amazingly. So I love this brush. Okay, so the next brush is another one of my favorites. It's the 780, and this brush the 780. So this brush I also own in both Studio and Maestro. And the Studio costs $7.92, and the Maestro costs $9.68. It's just a basic pencil brush. It's called the Pencil Shaping Blending Brush. And it's perfect for just getting color into the inner corner or even under the eyes. So that's another one of my favorites. Next brush is a small shader 772. 772. And this brush costs $7.04. And it's like just a tiny, it's like a really small eyeshadow brush. So it's good for people like me, or I guess Asians. People like me, I guess, that have basically no eyelid. It's really good to get highlight colors into the inner corners of your eyes. Next brush is the 755, and this is the Smudge 755, and this is the Smudge Blending Brush. And this brush costs $7.04. I believe this brush is also only available in the Studio line. And this brush is really good for getting color right in the bottom lash line. And that's what I primarily use it for. I'm pretty sure it's really good for inner highlights as well. And next brush is almost like a older sister of the last one. It's the 758. It's the large smudge brush. This brush costs $7.92. Just like the name implies, it's just a smudging brush to I want to say they probably meant smudging to smudge out your eyeliner, but I have another brush that is great for that, and I'll show you in just a second. Next brush is a 777, and this is just a shadow eye brush. And, oh, sorry, this brush costs $7.48. It's a basic eyeshadow brush, and you know, I don't know the price for this one, I'm sorry, but I would probably say it's around $9. Okay, next one is a 774, and this is the large shading brush. This brush costs $7.92. And this is just like, I guess like an older sister. The next one is a 778. 778. And it's called the Large Overall Shadow. And just like it says, I think it's good for just a wash of color all over your eyes. And if you're blessed with bigger eyelids, then, you know, I guess it fits in your eyelids as well. For me, it fits like majority of my eyes, so. Okay, next one is the 776. Let me see if that's in focus. Okay, 776. And this is the full, sharp, angled eye contouring brush. And this brush costs $7.04. And it's like the last brush, but it's slanted. And I believe this brush is also only available in the Studio line. Next brush is the 769. And this is the medium sharp angled eye contour. And this brush costs $9.24. And as you can see, it's slanted, but it's round when you see it from the top. So it's perfect for getting color and sweeping it across your eyelid. So I do like this brush a lot. Okay, next brush is a 781 crease brush. 781 crease brush. This brush costs $9.24. It's like a fatter pencil brush almost. I believe they don't have this in the Maestro line. And this brush reminds me of the Makeup Forever 14S. The Makeup Forever is a little bit smaller. And the Bdellium tool is a little bit more fluffy and a little more bendy. But I feel like this is good. This is good after you apply your outer crease to blend out the edges. It's really good for blending that harsh line out. And I use it for that quite often. Okay, next brush is the 768. 768 Round Dome Shadow. This brush costs $7.92. And it is just round. I love it about this brush. And I feel like this brush picks up a lot of color, especially when I'm using pigments. So when I pick up pigment and I press it against the lid, it's really dense, so it picks up a lot of the color, and when I apply it, it doesn't give me a lot of fallout. So that's what I absolutely love about this brush. Okay, next brush is the 785 Tapered Blending Brush. So 785 Tapered Blending Brush. This brush costs $7.48. And this is just your typical blending brush. And it works so well. I swear I have like 3 of these. And it just works well with blending out your crease color, or even just blending out your eyeshadow in general, or even blending out the brow highlight. Sometimes I apply too much, and it just works. It just works so nice. I'm pretty sure it's good with under eye concealer as well. Okay, next brush is the 787, and this is the Duet Fiber Blending Brush. And I'm sorry, you guys, I do not have the price for this, but this is basically the same as the 785 that I just showed you. It's just, okay, I have dual fiber. Almost done, I'm sorry. So next brush is the 775. And this is the Duet Fiber Shading Brush. And this brush costs $8.88. It's like a, I'm sorry, it's dirty. It's like a average eyeshadow brush, but Duet Fiber form. And I do like to use this brush for my pigments. I don't know why. I like using my dual fiber for all my loose things. That's just my preference. But that's that. Okay, next brush is the 712 Wet Dry Definer. And this brush is, sometimes I use this brush for lips. I know there's no real rule to use, what the brush is made for, but this brush I use for lips, or I use it to, after I've applied like a pencil, like a soft pencil liner, if I want a wing. That's kind of what I did today. So I applied my eyeliner up to, the end of my eyelid, and then I use the end to just flick the eyeliner out to give it a cat wing effect. And I like to use it for that purpose. And I'm sorry, this brush costs 712, costs $7.40. Next brush is the Bent Eyeliner 708. So the 708 Bent Eyeliner, just an average eyeliner for gel eyelining, and this costs $7.04. And I like it, if you can see, I like it because it's almost, there's like a dual fiber tip at the end. So it's not so stiff, but it's stiff enough that it keeps its form. But it's not so stiff that it would, hurt my eyelid when I run it across. Or sometimes if your brush is too stiff and you're using gel liner and you work it across your eye, it would skip. And this little tip right here really helps eliminate that skipping of application. So this is one of my favorite brushes as well. Okay, next brush is the 714, and this is the Flat Eye Definer. And it's just, like it says, it's just like a really flat eyeliner brush. This is good for getting in and tight lining your eyes under waterline. Okay, next brush is 760, and this is the Precision Eye and Brow Brush. This brush costs $7.04. It's tiny, as you can see. I don't use this for my eyebrows. I like using something a bit stiffer because you can see that this is extremely soft. And this, like the bent eyeliner, has like that dual fiber tip at the end. So this is another brush that I like to use after I apply pencil eyeliner, if it's soft enough for me to flick it at the end. So this is what I primarily use it for. Okay, and next brush is the 716. This is the Smoky Eyeliner Brush. And this is like a pointed, fat eyeliner brush, and this costs $7.04. And this is the brush I mentioned earlier, where it's good to smoke out your eyeliner. It gives you that precision of how much you want to blend out because it's so pointed at the end. And it's just like the name says, that's what it's good for. And it's so soft, and it really blends out easily against your eyes without tugging. Okay, next brush is the 710 Basic Eyeliner. So it's like a pointed eyeliner brush. As you can see, it kept its shape quite well. I had this for a year, so I'm really impressed. And it's nice because it's kind of thick at the bottom, and it's so pinpointed at the end that if I want something really thinly lined, I can go ahead and do that. Whereas, or if I want something more thick, I can just run it across the side, and I can achieve that thick line. And this brush also costs $7.04. Time. Next brush is the 760, and this is the Sharp Angled Contour. This brush costs $7.04. And this is also another go-to brush for a gel eyeliner and winging out the end. It's just a typical slanted eyeliner brush. Okay, next brush is the 764, and this is the Bold Angled Brow Brush. This brush costs $7.92. And I like, you know, like the name says, I use it for brows. I like this stiff hair that it has. I'm not sure if it's animal or synthetic, but I like it to really give me that defined eyebrow look. Okay, last one. This is boring. This is the 733, and this is just a lash brush to, you know, comb up your eyebrows or unclump your mascara. And this also costs $7.04. So those are all my brushes. I absolutely love every single one of them, and I just can't stop raving about them. I tell everyone at my work, and you can even purchase their brush sets. So I believe they run from like $45 to $100, and all their sets come in like a pouch. I know the Bamboo series come in a different pouch, but for the Maestro or the Studio line brushes, they come in like this pleather or fake leather pouch, and it comes with a Velcro strap. And this is one of my favorite brush rolls. I don't know why. The inside is olive green with their name on the flap, and when you open it, you'll see all your brushes in here. And the material is like almost like backpack material. So, and it comes with this set. I got this set with the 12-piece eye essentials, I believe, and it comes with 20 slots for brushes. So you can see that there's 10 slots across, and but then there's 2 layers. So that's nice. So you can fit more than the amount of brushes that you can fit more into this brush roll than the set that you bought, and which is really nice. And also on both ends of the brush roll, there's 2 pockets. And so same with this end, there's 2 pockets right there. And so you know that you can fit your kabukis in there. And I know they have kabukis, I just rarely use them, so I didn't pick any up. But or you could even keep your lipstick or whatever extra you have, and it just rolls up so nicely. And I really love it. And when I go to IMATS again, I will probably be picking up another brush roll, just so I can have enough room to store all my extra brushes from them. And I know that they're coming out with a pink line in January, or I'm not sure if it's already out or not, but I will be attending the IMATS in January, so hopefully I'll pick up a few more there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm sorry it was so long and I'm rambling, and I'm going to be doing, my next video, I'm going to be doing washing my brushes. I use a really cheap method, and I hope, I use a really cheap method to wash my brushes, and I have a whole bucket of brushes to wash. So I think I'm going to be doing a video on that, and I think it will be helpful. It's one of my favorite, and I've tried a lot of brush cleansers. So stay tuned for that. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys are having a great winter break, or winter in general. I know Christmas is just around the corner. I just finished my Christmas shopping, thank God. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry it was so long, and I'm sorry, Lissa, it took forever for me to film this video, but I am posting it now. So I thank you so much for being patient with me, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.